Which situation will always create high sexual tension?
Swimming alone together.
When you're sitting next to someone you like who likes you back and your knees, legs start touching but neither of you pull away so you're both just aware that you're touching and getting closer.
Multiple instances of accidental eye contact.
This can sometimes build sexual tension. It can also cause people to wonder, why is this person looking at me so much? And the deciding factor is usually how attractive they find you.
When a fanfic writer types, and there was only one bed.
But then the main character says, I'll sleep on the couch.
Night swimming. If you ever get invited night swimming, you're in for a hell of a time.
Reminds me of my junior year summer fling. I had been crushing hard on this guy since 6th grade. We had been friends for years. He invited me over to watch The Hobbit, and we ended up going swimming. After some fake wrestling in the pool, we ended up making out. Literally the most magical moment of my teenage life. To be young again.
In college I got a pretty mare haircut and was lamenting about it to a group of friends. One girl chimed in that she could fix it for me and she had all the tools in her room to do it. We went back to her dorm room, and she slowly spent a lot of time snipping little bits of my hair, moving around me, and we made a f-ton of eye contact while she checked it from every angle. She'd get in close to check things, and I could feel her breath on my neck, or she'd run her fingers through my hair and across my scalp to pull some up to be trimmed. The tension was so thick I could barely breathe and she did a great job on my hair.
I hooked up with a hairdresser friend of mine who used to cut my hair. She started cutting my hair naked. Couldn't move though or she'd mess up.
Literally anything involving adrenaline, scary situations, roller coasters, horror movies, etc. The heightened levels of arousal, physical not sexual, that come with those situations get the juices flowing and the two people are much more likely to attach those intense feelings to each other than the actual stressor. It's called the misattribution of arousal link.
Sitting behind a lady at a pottery wheel helping her make a vase. Bonus points if one or both people are ghosts.
Being stuck in an elevator with someone who you have major chemistry with.
Salutes. Major chemistry.
When you hang out in a group get together all day and everything dies down until it's just the two of you talking in the middle of the night.
This happened with a girl I'm really not into and I was pretty drunk. Eventually she just straight up asks, why aren't we having sex right now? Awkward as hell. Sobered me right up.
Being the last two people at work. Bonus points if it's in the lab behind a lot of restricted access doors. It's quiet. It's private. Neither of you are speaking because you're concentrating or trying to let the other person concentrate. So, of course, your imagination picks this time to revert to maximum creativity and sexual fantasy despite you trying to suppress it. Times like this I wish I could manually disable the lizard parts of my brain.
Being in a small, dark enclosed space with someone else. Hide and seek as a tween was an informative experience for me, even though nothing actually happened.
Back in middle school, I was in a photography class. This girl I liked was getting set up and was a beginner, so I had to help her do her first pictures in the dark room. I was like, this is my chance. Nothing happened, but it was a very tense situation for a 14-year-old. Accidental touching but neither of you moved, like when you're in the back seat of a car and your thighs touch. Or your legs touch under a table.
You're so preoccupied knowing it's happening you aren't stopping to think that she knows it's happening too.
When I was in college, a group of friends and I were walking around campus. Some of us were on skateboards. I tried to impress one of the girls and ate poo riding down this steep short hill. SCRPD my arm pretty bad. Said girl took me to her dorm where she had a first aid kit. She sanitized, washed, neosporin and bandaged me up. God damn, the tension was strong.
So how many years you two have been together now?
My crush once sat beside me out of nowhere and we would, accidentally, brush up against each other and catching each other's glances. And we were both so silent to the point everyone was talking except us. Throughout the whole day we were always looking at each other and simply would try to be near each other as well, but we never shared a single word.
Oh well. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm disappointed in you.
Prove it.
Make me.
LVL 1. Getting caught out and totally rain-soaked together. LVL 2. Having to go dry off and warm up after.
This leads to marriage. LMAO dangerous.
Any game that can get you to know someone better. Truth or dare, two truths and a lie, etc. etc. Asking more daring, personal questions from time to time, and if they do the same you can just get naughtier the more the game progresses. If they don't reciprocate, then just play normally or you'll just come off as a creep. That used to be my go-to game when I was single. Edit. Oh, and don't make the other person do weird or uncomfortable stuff if you do truth or dare. Lol. The goal of the game is also to make them more comfortable and excited talking and doing stuff with you, not embarrass them.
20 questions always goes. What's your favorite color? Blue. Are you a virgin?
Someone deciding to sit in the seat right next to you even though there are tons of other empty seats.
This is how I met my partner. We were with a group of mutual friends and talked a little in line, and when we got in the theater I was tasked with holding a row of seats. He sat right beside me. The whole movie we made little whispered jokes and there was like static energy between us.
When you get on an airplane and sit next to someone attractive around your age, interest.
I was on 50+ flights and most of the time they put me next to the snoring old man or the crying baby. One time there was a girl next to me but they asked her to move to the other side for balance purposes.
Showing someone how to cook. Cooking together. All of my experiences have led to me eventually dating the person flushed.
But got you fired as the home EC teacher.
I attended a painting party at a girl's house one summer that turned into a paint fight. That was a pretty sexy time.
I have seen this PO.
Comparing the size of your hands by putting your palms together.
Wow. My DK would look so much bigger in her hand.
I'm surprised no one has mentioned this, but working out with someone that's trying to show you different techniques and watching their muscles flex. I had a personal trainer that was very professional and would squat behind me or show me how to use certain machines and would have to sit behind me to demonstrate how I should do it, and it was surprisingly hard to focus 100% of the time.
Being alone with someone you find attractive or are interested in and you know they feel the same way but don't want to say anything.
Have someone sit and model for you while you draw, paint them. Even if you're not the world's best artist, it's super intimate.
That typically leads to a sinking ship.
Twister.
LMAO. I remember I was the adult in the house when my cousin was hanging out with a few of her cousins and school friends. All like 13 to 14 at the time, and they were begging me to play Twister with them. I ended up convincing them to settle for having me just spin the arrow. My 20-something self was not in any way about to play Twister with a bunch of teen girls, thanks.
Help me pick out a swimsuit.
Immediately thought of the new guy. Any kind of high-stress job. I got my job in healthcare just before COVID kicked off and remain there to this day. I am in head-to-toe scrubs with a mask and hair covering all day long, and I can say that a stupid amount of sexual tension still arises when all you can see is a person's eyes. Dunno if it's the adrenaline or what, but most of my workmates want to F each other. Greater than which situation will always create high sexual tension. Young, ***, my parents are gone for the weekend. Middle-aged, ***, the kids are gone for the weekend. Old, ***, our new bed just got professionally installed.
I would like to add. Young adult, my roommate is gone for the weekend.
When you're sitting in the passenger seat of their car and they put their hand behind your seat to look behind them as they back out.
Being the only one with a car in college, I was always the driver. This guy Matt always rode in the back passenger side, slouched with his knees up against the front seat. Every single time I backed up, I would turn my body, put my hand right on the thigh of his leg and make eye contact with him instead of straight behind me.
I don't know about, always create high sexual tension, because I can't speak for everyone. But, I remember one time my guy friend was tightening my harness for rock climbing and my PSSY damn near exploded with sexual tension.
When you're late to the bus and your driver is sympathetic but the only empty seat on the bus is next to your high school crush. I miss 2005. Edit. Holy crap, this blew up. Thank all of you.
Looking someone dead in the eye and saying, "Make me."
In case anyone's wondering, don't worry, I will is the preferred response to this, at least for me. Instant butterflies.
Massages. Maybe at a massage parlor it wa'n't as much, but when I was younger and my female friends would want a massage, it always felt like there was this tension. Some of them got upset with me, and it took a couple years to figure out that it was because I never tried anything with them.
Making eye contact with a similarly aged person of similar attractiveness in public.
Especially at the airport waiting on your flight for some reason.
Being around the same age as someone on an airplane.
I sat next to this Welsh girl on a transatlantic flight once. I was 18, she was probably 22-23. I actually noticed her prior to boarding the flight and thought she was cute. I had to hide a smile when she came to sit down next to me in a two-seat row. I had never heard a Welsh accent before, so when she smiled and said, "Hi," I melted in my seat and was pretty much in love. Turns out we had quite a bit in common and we talked and laughed together for the majority of the flight. When we got off the plane, she was like, "Alright, shall we head towards baggage claim?" I told her I had to wait for my parents, who were sitting in a different row. She said, "Oh okay, bye. Hope you enjoy your trip," or something to that effect, and walked off. No phone number, no social media, not even a last name. Granted, I was probably too young for her anyway. Matilda, if you're out there, just know that I still occasionally think of you 9 years later. When my BF, before we started dating, noticed I had freckles on my face and asked if he could pull off my glasses to see them better. He did it so gently and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Was it because you were suddenly blind?
I once bought a sub and a drink at Ingles and paid at the checkout. 2 items, in a single bag, and the girl bagging the groceries asked, "Would you like me to carry this out for you?" Now, here's the thing, I know it's customary for them to ask this to everyone, but I questioned my answer, no, for far too long on the drive home. When friends of the opposite gender compare hand sizes, do anything where they touch each other's hands.
Every time the nurse removes something from my rectum.
Winner.
Night shift at the morgue.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.